They don't pay us to think. They pay us to know. We know we can beat them. There's no excuses why we shouldn't win the game. Period. W's on 3, man. Let's go. W on 3. 1, 2, 3. W.
Welcome, all my fellow Redskin brethren and sistren. I am your man and resident Redskins fan, Lou. Thank you for joining me here on the Redskins Rapid React quickly on the R3. I want to just first give a shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thank you very much. Without you, this win would not have been possible. And I want to thank Jaquiz Rogers. I want to thank Ryan Fitzpatrick. I want to thank all of the guys that made it possible. The center, a couple of penalties on him in some timely situations. Appreciate you guys. Mike Evans with a drop at the end to make this not a close ball game. Really appreciate you guys chipping in and helping with the dub. With the pleasantries out of the way, we got the dub. We did what we were supposed to do. This game felt a lot like Seattle, except we weren't playing a good team. Remember last year, Seattle on the road in a game that we had no business winning. We had 4 offensive linemen down. There was nobody dressed essentially at the receiver position. We had nothing in the run game last year, what to speak of, and still somehow we were able to gut out a win where their kicker missed about 19 field goals, and we made some timely plays, and we had a pick by Kendall Fuller, and we just somehow stayed in that game, gave ourselves a chance, stole it at the very end, and came out with a dub. This felt like that, except they're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were supposed to give us a chance to win this game, and that they did. They were 3-5 coming into the game, and I told you for a reason. They're 3-5 for a reason. They're going to give us every opportunity to take this game. Now, do we want to take it or not? That was the question that I had going into the game. Luckily enough, the fellas responded by forcing turnovers. Look, those boys converted 6 of 10 on third down. That's 60%. Those boys racked up 501 yards of total offense. Those boys got in the red zone 5 times in this football game. And where did they go? 0 for 5 in the red zone. When you miss 2 field goals, when you go 0 for 5 in the red zone, when you got 4 turnovers, 3 of which are in the red zone, you definitely helped and contributed to your own demise, including some untimely penalties that helped us as well. Look, I'm not complaining. I'm not giving back anything. We'll take the dub any way we can get it. I told you, I didn't care how we got it. I just needed it. I wanted it. We went out and got it. And for those of you that want to win pretty, take your ass to a beauty pageant, okay? Shit's not going to be pretty. This is how it's going to look. All right, every time we win a game, it's going to be 19-16. It's going to be 20-17. It's going to be 23-20. This is how we got to win. Why? Because the offense is inept. Now, help is on the way. I told you that on Tuesday. Help is on the way. Crowder will be back next week. He almost played this week. I want him 100%. So if he's not ready to go, don't put his ass out there, okay? Next week, I think he'll be ready to rock and roll. If he's not, he'll be ready for Thanksgiving. Either way, he's coming back soon. Same can be said for Chris Thompson. I don't think he's playing next week, though. I think we might not see Chris Thompson until either against Dallas on Thanksgiving or the following week versus the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday night. Either way, we'll get Chris Thompson back at some point. We're going to get healthier, okay? We're going to get Trey Quinn back at receiver. We're going to get some stuff back here shortly. We're going to get better. Trent Williams will be back here shortly. Ty Secchi, big game for him. Very gutsy effort. Same could be said for Cooper, man. Jonathan Cooper, couple of big-time holding penalties. Every time we try to do anything of note on offense, a holding penalty brought it back. But look, he was outstanding in this game for filling in, coming in, Tuesday? Came in on a Tuesday workout, got signed, and ended up in the starting lineup on Sunday. I can't ask for much more from him than that. We didn't get Alex Smith killed in this game. Although you could argue that if he did, I don't know if we would miss him. Now, I'll tell you this, he continues not to turn the football over. Does he still frustrate us to no end? He had a chance to put the game away on a throw to Vernon Davis down the field. God damn it, Alex, you can't miss that. Come on. However, he did make a play down in the red zone on the possession before the Strowman pick. He did extend, because it was great protection. Normally, he gets antsy, starts to bitch up, doesn't know what to do, and we saw him do that in this game a couple of times, where he gets antsy, kind of doesn't know what to do. He got frazzled on the third down after the Strowman interception. All right, he got frazzled. He rolled out of the pocket because he saw pressure, and there was a wide open Michael Floyd over the middle of the field. But why couldn't he get him the football? Because he panicked. He bitched up, ran out, and just threw it away. And then after the play, he want to hit his checks. My bad, my bad. I don't want to hit that shit. Fix it. Stop talking about my bad and fix it. But he made a play in the back of the end zone to Josh Doctson. That was a huge play. We settled for a field goal here. That's going to make this game a lot tougher to win. I didn't get comfortable until it was 13-3. Even then, still sitting on the edge of my seat. Why? Because I know that this defense was going to allow Buccaneers to go right back down the field. But were we going to get another turnover? That we did. So I can appreciate guys stepping up. Alex did just enough, as he's done all season long. But it's not enough for us to take that next step that we're looking for. But with the guys that's on the field, when Mo Harris is the guy you turn to on a wide receiver screen, that was my nitpick last week. They did it again this week. When Mo Harris is the guy you're turning to on a jet sweep to Mo Harris, if that's the best we got, don't run a fucking jet sweep, okay? If Mo Harris is the guy that you have to hand the football to on a jet sweep, don't run a goddamn jet sweep. In any event, kudos and hats off to the defense. Hats off to the D. Without you, there's no win in this game. Started with Jay No with the pick on the opening possession of the game. That was a hell of a pick because he was falling backwards, picked that shit off on an overthrow. I told you, Fitzpatrick's going to get 50. He's going to give us 2 opportunities or more to pick him off. And that he did, including a fumble. So you throw that in, 3 turnovers from Fitty in this game. Hell of a play by both Preston Smith and Ryan Kerrigan to produce a turnover. That was a big one because that pretty much put the game out of reach. That put the game on cruise control at that point. I said, barring an Adrian Peterson fumble, this game is over. And I felt good at that moment and only that moment. But nonetheless, back to the defense forcing turnovers. Big play by Jay No. He set the tone. That pick set the tone for the game. Yeah, they're going to move the football. Yeah, they're going to get into our red zone. But that pick set the tone for, yeah, but they're going to turn it over too. And that was a big play there. Then you get the turnover by who forced that fumble? Yikes. You get a turnover by Ryan Anderson. We bitch and complain about Ryan Anderson not making enough plays. I'm starting to like Ryan Anderson. I know what he is as a football player. I know he's not going to be elite off the edge, but I know he's going to be tough in the run game, tough as nails, and he's going to make plays. That's an Alabama winning type of football play. Guy doesn't see you from behind, go for the football, pokes that shit out about 20 yards, look like a damn punt, down into the end zone, and boom, you got a big turnover in the game, and that was a big spot. They were going for points, whether it be a field goal attempt, maybe they miss again, or not. Either way, that's a big turnover in this game. Then you get the Stroman interception. That should have led to another touchdown. Instead, it led to a field goal. I'll take them any way I can get them. Big play by Stroh. You can complain about, and then the last turnover, I talked about P. Boogie and Ryan Kerrigan combining on the sack and fumble of Ryan Fitzpatrick. But you can complain about the run defense. I'm not going to complain about the run defense. Why? Because we got rookies in the secondary. They're trying to protect those guys. They can't be over-aggressive in the run game. So you can't have that 8th defender in the box. You got to keep 2 high safeties. Did you see how far Danny Johnson and Greg Stroman were playing off? They were playing 10 yards off. Why? And look, you can complain about that all you like. They were playing off to keep everything in front. I said no big plays. Make them earn it because a bad football team will reveal to you why they're bad eventually if you make them go on 10-plus play drives. They will reveal to you why they're 3-5. What did the Bucs do today? Reveal to us why they're 3-6 now. And I told you, make them earn everything they get. So I'm not complaining about Danny Johnson playing 18 yards off and giving up easy 10 and 12-yard completions at a time. Why? Because he's making sure he keeps every goddamn thing. The one thing I don't want is somebody biting on a double move like Stroman did against the Cowboys and Michael Gallup is running down the sideline for a touchdown. I don't want Deshaun Jackson eating off a 68-yard touchdown because these boys are going to struggle because they're a bad football team. And the icing on top, the little cherry on top, is their dumbass coach, Dirk Cutter, throwing a challenge flag when you don't have no damn timeouts at the end of the game to make sure that we don't have to play no more defense. I appreciate that shit, coach. I really do, bruh. They are hopeless in Tampa Bay. We had no business winning this game by double digits. They dominated us on the offensive side of the football. Hell, you could argue they dominated us on defense too. But they're a bad football team. You say what you want about us. You say what you want about our offense. You say what you want about our defense, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, you better learn to love this goddamn defense. You can talk about the corners playing way off. We're young in the secondary. You can talk about not getting enough pressure. You can talk about the linebackers being a little slow, especially Mason Foster. You can talk about a lot of goddamn things. Say what you want. You better learn to love this goddamn defense. Because without them, we're a 2-7 football team right now. 2-7. All right? And with them, we may be a playoff team this year. So for all of you out there bitching about offense and the defense, they gave up too many rush yards, and they're doing everything according to plan. We don't have the horses in the secondary to be aggressive in the run game and come up and come after teams. You want Deshaun Jackson running behind our defense? You want Mike Evans running behind our defense? I didn't think so. So what do you have to do? Soft box. Yeah, Peyton Barber's going to run for 6 and 7 a pop. Let him do that shit. As long as he's not busting off 80-yard runs for touchdowns, as long as they're not killing us with a 57-yard screen for a touchdown, as long as they're not getting behind our defense and quick striking us, they're going to have to earn it. We're going to do the same thing next week because just like this team, another explosive offense, but they struggle to find ways to get in the end zone unless you give it up. All right? So if we do the same things next week, I feel like we'll have a shot then too. And look, wasn't pretty by any stretch of the imagination, as I said before. You looking for pretty on offense, you looking for pretty on defense, take your ass to a goddamn beauty pageant. That's not what this shit is with our Redskins this year. But you know what it is? It's gritty, and it's a win on the road, and I'll take it any way I can get it. We're 6-3, and no matter what happens with the Eagles and the Cowboys tonight, guess who's leading the NFC East after 10 weeks of football? You guessed it, the Washington Redskins. Let's hope the Cowboys wake the hell up from their goddamn long slumber and win a game. I'd love it. Love it, want more of it. But if they don't, who gives a shit? I told you, forget about what everybody else is doing. We take care of us, we'll be just fine. Help is on the way, but you got to find a way along the way to win games like this. You can't lose to Tampa Bay. I told you, you can't lose to Tampa Bay if you want to win this division. I said we're going to learn a lot about our football team this week. If you didn't walk away from this game impressed with the Redskins because we played with a ton of backups on offense and defense. We played with backups. We saw Stacey McGee for the first time this year. A lot of Stacey McGee in this game, as a matter of fact, okay? We saw Casanova McKenzie. Who knew in this game? A lot of Casanova. I had to check to make sure we didn't re-sign Junior Gillette, and nobody told me. A lot of backups, man. Danny Johnson, Strowman, a lot of backups in the game, man. Offense, we don't even need to talk about all the backups in the game. Momo with another gutsy performance. How many times he get hurt in the game, get up and find a way to come back in the game and finish? Ty and Seki, same thing. But what happens when you're a gritty and gutty football team? You find a way to win these types of games against bad football teams, and that's what we did. Chalk it up to another one in the right-hand column, the left-hand column. Chalk up another dub in the left-hand column, and let's keep the damn party going, and let's keep it moving. We'll talk more about this on Tuesday on the Redskins Report, but celebrate! We 6-3 for the first time since 2008. I am a Redskins fan, etched in burgundy and gold. My Redskins spirit will never die. Redskins spirit will never fold until we meet again. Hail to our beloved Washington Redskins. It ain't pretty, but it's gritty, and it's a dub. And like I said, for all of you naysayers that thought we were going to lose this football game, shame on you. You ain't watching enough football. The Bucs stink, and you should have known that we was going to show up, show out, because this team, I told you it was different. I told you this in the preseason. This is different. It's a different Redskins football team. Why? Because unlike past years, when we would get our ass whooped and we would tuck our heads between our tails and run for the exits and run for cover, this team has grit. They have a toughness to them. All right? We can't beat anybody that can score and play a little bit of defense. We can't beat anybody. But what we can do is beat the lesser teams in the league, and we got enough of those on the schedule to get us enough wins to qualify for postseason play. And you're hoping along the way we get some healthy bodies back and we start to get a little bit of continuity and we get into a little bit of rhythm and we get into a situation where we get hot at the right time, and who knows, we'll see what happens. But you got to give yourself a chance to get to that point. And by winning in October and winning in November and winning in September, you give yourself a chance in December. And that's what we're doing right now. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Hail to the goddamn Washington Redskins. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a good one.